round 3 and race 6 of the Super Tourist Series, and the BMWs have a comfortable lead in the Manufacturers' Championship. But for the privateers, it's not so clear-cut. You could throw a blanket over the top 5 drivers: Steve Ellery, Mark Adderton, Justin Matthews, and newcomers Graham Moore in the Opal and Stephen Richards in the Alpha. Richards is not only a good chance for the Privateers Cup, but with the way he's driving at the moment, he might just catch the factory boys as well. Today he starts first on the grid, the best start this season by a privateer. His qualifying times were much quicker than the lap record here at Symmons Plains, and his Alfa Romeo seems to be one of the fastest cars in a straight line. But for qualifying, it's one thing, keeping the pace for 28 laps is another.
You know, we're just going out there to see what happens. I mean, the pace is going to be pretty hot. You know, it's a great competition out there, so no, we'll just take it as it comes, and after 20-odd laps we'll see where we are placed.
Another quick driver in qualifying was Jeff Allen in the Ford Mondeo. He'll start third on the grid right behind Richards and beside Paul Morris in the BMW. Morris won't be impressed being forced onto the second row, as he is one of the more aggressive drivers in the field. Look out, anybody who gets in his way. Yeah, and that man really could be in front of him too. A terrific qualifying time from young Stephen Richards. We'll go through that in a minute. Welcome back to Tassie. Lap record, of course, was set. First race here at 58:51.89. And Stephen Richards set that record. The Alfa Romeo really screwing itself up and along this long, fast straight as they warm up. Now, Warwick Brooklyn, it was a sensational start, but first of all, let's look at the grid.
Yes, Richards on pole with a great time. The front-wheel drives for the first time this year in Australia. Knock off the Audis or the BMs. Allen also very quick in the front-wheel drive. Brabham and Morris sharing the rear-wheel drive positions.
Yeah, well, they've been knocked about, the BMWs, and Richards, can he hold it together? Went out in the first round with gearbox troubles after a terrific start. He went right through the field. Away they go, the BMW, I think, is going to get the better of the start. Richards now, a little bit of hot muscle there. Richards came across, but just gets chopped off. That's Brabham out in front.
Ellery got a very good start as well. He's right up there in front of Morris, maybe. No, just behind Morris. So then Allen in the Mondeo, then the Audis.
They screamed through, but the young bloke got muscle out. Just sheer experience then. Brabham just shut him down. Here we go, riding with Allen now. Oh, Ellery out in front. Allen's got cars coming all around him.
Yes, Allen, very busy there. But out in front it's Brabham. Now Richards working hard, trying to get around Brabham. Goes to the inside.
This car's unbelievable on brakes. You can see him really starting to work it now. Richards the kid there. Came up on Brabham. Brabham holds it out though. This Alfa Romeo's got plenty of horsepower. Don't worry about that, and it's fantastic under brakes.
I don't think they'll be able to go at this pace all race, but it's the 6-tyre rule. They're going to really go through their tyres. Now Morris on the back of Richards' Alfa.
Riding with Morris now, up into the hairpin. They slam their way. 1, 2, 3. Through they go. Fantastic stuff here. It's Brabham, Richards, Morris, under brakes. Let's have a look at him here. This is Morris. He's got Alfa Romeo all over his windscreen.
The really interesting thing is, you look at the line that Richards takes is very different to what Brabham and Morris takes.
Brabham leading the Alfa Merry dance at the moment. Morris ready to pounce if Richards makes a mistake. Terrific stuff, and what a pace up front. This is riding with Richards. Watch him under brakes now. Down he goes through the gearbox, but Brabham equally as good. You saw the lights come on, and Richards didn't really make up any ground.
A little bit of an oversteer there for Richards. The BMs are very strong through this part of the track.
Allen now, Allen in the Mondeo. You can see in the back of these 1, 2 and 3 cars. So he's doing a much better job this time round. You ride now with Morris. He's in behind Richards. This is where they come up past the pitch now. Through this little kink, hard on the brakes round the hairpin again. Not a lot of corners in this circuit, but you've got to make sure you get them right. Allen now coming back. Ellery is there, and Murphy in the Audi.
Murphy tries to outbrake him round the outside. It's a long way to go. Oh, Murphy right up behind him now.
Whoa, I've got a logo on my mind. Audi now. All you can see is Audi behind Ellery. There they are.
Now the power of the BMW should pull away from the Audi.
Ellery's Certainly his best weekend of racing since going into the BMW. Only a youngster, not a lot of experience, but he's been, I think, the big improver of this entire series. He really has got good hacking now. Oh, as I say that, I put the mocker on him and we look back at Murphy. Murphy comes up to him in the Audi, but getting back to Ellery. He's been a terrific improvement this season. Nice to have your company here at Symmons playing Stephen Richards, and as I say to you, another rear spoiler is hanging off the car. This is the second time in this round at Symmons Plains. Oh boy, the panel beaters won't be happy about this.
There we go, little touch, that's Morris. Still looks all right there, I don't know what happened. Oh, there no, it's starting to go, yes.
Now, anybody that says that spoiler doesn't work, did you see the way the wing got underneath that and just folded it like crushable paper? Oh, big smoke up now. Oh, there's bits fall off the kid's car all over the place. Keeps the boot into it, though. So does Morris.
Morris very quick through this part, of course.
Now, for bits of bodywork hanging off, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, though. It happened in the first race, too. And Morris, he's all over him, saying, get out of the way. I'm ready to come through. But Richards giving him no room.
Well, the interesting thing is the rear-wheel drive cars are very fast through the bottom part of the circuit. Then on the long straights, the Alpha gets away again.
Here we go, Morris again. Richards in front, Allen right in behind. Morris, oh, gets it sideways. Now kicks it in. But this Alpha's got plenty of horsepower as he goes down this back part of the straight. Watch him go through the kink. Now, as we see the bodywork hanging off there, Warwick, is it dangerous? I mean, should he come in with that?
Well, certainly he doesn't want to come in because it's going to ruin his race. But from Morris's point of view, if the thing comes off, it can, certainly do damage to the car.
Rear wheel locked up then, clearly saw that. Look at this spoiler, there's bits of it just hanging off the car. And let me tell you, it's the second one for the weekend.
Now, Morris very strong under brakes. What he needs to do is, from Richard's point of view, is give him a nice little tap again and get rid of that thing.
Well, Morris, you can see now getting frustrated. I think the handling of the car to the Alfa Romeo would be just off a little bit. That would throw Richards around, but Morris is getting held up. Allen now on his tail.
Yeah, Allen's the one that's really starting to move now. This has been the quickest car all weekend. Couldn't produce it in the race or qualify, but in practice, in the 57 bracket.
Riding with Allen. That's Morris in front. Richards in front of him.
So we got front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, an Alfa, a BM and a Ford. The Ford has gone under a lot of development work. Allen has been to the UK, been to a few tests with Andy Rouse in the UK, brought some bits back and certainly helped the progress of this car.
What about Richards and Morris under brakes? Did you see them lock it up? There's smoke going everywhere. These two youngsters are new faces in Australian racing, and there he goes again and locks up the rears again. Oh, they're trying so hard. Great to see some new faces having a big go down here. The Super Tourers. Oh boy, the young Lions are turning it on here at Symmons Plains.
Yes, now Allen, he'll be really wanting to get past Morris. That bumper bar's still hanging in there on Richard's car.
Tyre smoke everywhere as you see him try so hard, leaving the braking to the very, very, very last millisecond now. But Richard's Alpha's got plenty of power now. Morris just can't nail him on the back straight. He can only do it under brakes, and here's Allen. Allen now throws in the challenge.
And Morris, a challenge on Richards as well. If you look at Richards, underneath the car there's a carbon fibre diffuser which gives the car downforce and helps in the straight lines as well. So very technical, these cars.
Now this sign's gone out, that's black flagging Stephen Richards. I don't know if I agree with this or not. I mean, it's fiberglass and carbon fibre hanging off. We saw the first one come off in round one and really just flung away under the car. So I think this is a tough call.
Well, the problem is it could be dangerous for other cars, but the really bad luck thing for Richards is he was the innocent victim. Morris hit him, he was minding his own business, and he's going to be penalised.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I don't agree with it anyway. Morris all over the back of him. He's been like this now for 4 or 5 laps. He's certainly got the same pace as him, but just can't nail him under brakes. Richards and the Alfa almost unbeatable down at the bottom of this big straight. You can see the kid's eyes flick up. He knows exactly where Morris is.
Richards is not going to back off. He's going to go flying into the pitch. He's going to get his pit crew to rip that thing off, and he wants to get back out there again.
Could be interesting, the rear wheel lock up again on the Alpha. Here he comes into the pits. Let's keep a clock on him now to see how he goes. This is rotten luck. He stalled it on the grid in the first of the races and worked his way through the pack. Now he's got to come into the pits. 4, 5 seconds. Oh, not a bad stop. About 6 or 7 seconds. He's on his way again.
Yeah, so now the pit's flat out, and he'll be really fired up now to get back into the race.
Well, the interest now. Can Richards work his way back into a competitive position? Stay with us as you ride with Alan. Here at Symmons Plains in Tasmania. You're looking at Alan now in the midnight blue Mondeo, all over the back of Morris. Oh, locks him up big time and does what everybody else has done this weekend, apart from Morris and Brabham, and they've gone off on that escape part of the road under brakes.
Well, at this point of the race, the tyres will be getting very worn out. More and the Volvo in front. This is Richards coming back through the pack.
Can you believe Richards? What a kid. He's up on the inside of Moore already. Gathered him up on the brakes. Now the Volvo, which has got plenty of horsepower, but as you notice, the new front spoiler they bought out was damaged when he went off the circuit in the first of the races here at Symmons Plains, so he's lost a lot of the power down the back straight. Not his handling as well, but have a look at Richards up on the inside of the brakes. Look at the kid now. Just slams him on and gets 2 lengths on him and locks him up again for good measure.
Yes, he's very strong in that point. Car gets very light in the rear, just locks up momentarily, but look at him, he's gone.
Still got the indicator on as he's come out of the pits, nothing wrong with that. Total concentration, total focus from Stephen Richards. What a star he's been. Graham Moore, the best performance from the Oval we've seen in Australia.
I reckon this Oval's a really good package, and Moore is really starting to get to grips with it. It's backed by an Indonesian. It's out here. Jeff Allen drove it in the UK Series last year, and he's going around the outside of the Volvo.
Another British car there, or ex-British car, of course, the Walkinshaw Volvo. It goes wide. Moore puts the Oval up on the inside. Now it's a drag race, an absolute drag race. Who's got the Mumbo down here? Let's have a look. It's the Oval on the outside, the Volvo on the inside. They come up to the kick. They're still side by side. Oh, terrific stuff. Oh, terrific stuff. The Oval goes now deeper under brakes and probably will get him. Yes, he does.
Yes, so Moore finally gets past his being held up there by the Volvo for a couple of laps, but now I think he'll pull out a bit of a gap.
We've seen some fantastic racing here, pretty close. Plenty of races happening within the main race, of course. Up front, they're doing it hard, but I tell you, middle of the pack, it's a dogfight here too.
And the interesting thing is all these cars we're looking at are front-wheel drive cars. Allen gets past Ellery.
Now there's young Stephen Ellery, had a good performance down here in Tasmania. He's tired off a little bit in the second of the races here. Whether the rubber's gone off, we're not to know from where we're sitting. But Alan, I'm really pleased that suddenly we're finding the form that we know that he can produce. This car hasn't been the package that he hoped for.
No, and he's really having problems at the hairpin there, hard on the brakes. I think the tyres are starting to well and truly go off.
Went off last time round, remember, and now comes up behind Ellery. There he is, Allen. We certainly hope that he can get this car truly sorted, because it'll be lovely to see the Mondeo mixing it up front. Ellery, though, you can't take anything away from him this weekend. He has tried very, very hard.
Yes, and really, I think he's getting about the maximum he can out of this ex-factory car.
Back on the main straight, flashes past the pits again. Ellery, beautifully turned out BMW, was the winning car in the series last year, being brought up to the 95 specs, back with the Volvo. As I said, damaged the front spoiler, so he hasn't really had the effectiveness he wanted in the handling department, which is so important here.
And now Mark Adderton in the Peugeot starting to apply pressure to Tony Scott's Volvo. This Peugeot just arrived in the country about a month ago, so he's having a good run here today.
Yeah, hasn't had a lot of time to sort the car out, hasn't been a lot of time to test it. Of course, the Volvo now getting better by the meeting, but bad luck with a big off in the first of the races. Damaged the car, damaged the spoiler, so therefore he's lost some horsepower. So this is Tony Scott, and I think he could be in trouble again. Have a listen to this thing. Well, there's something wrong. So, yeah, pulling off. I don't know what it is. Warwick?
Well, it sounds like something in the front end of the car. Steering went a bit wobbly there, and the car was darting over the road before he pulled up, so something's broken in the front end.
No luck for Tony Scott. Boy, has he had some miserable weekends. Jeff Brabham having a good weekend at the moment with the Diet Coke car, the BMW. Up in front, came second into the first of the races behind Morris. Lights ablaze, doing a nice job, settling into Australia and settling into this class of racing. Takes the checkered flag. Good win from him, Morris. There's the gap, 1 and 2. Morris flashes across the line in second place. Recapping the entire places for you. Brabham, Morris, Murphy. Murphy with third. Ellery, Allen, Jones, Moore and Adden. Drivers' Championship now, Morris and Brabham. A win apiece, a second place apiece, so 110 against 102. Then it's Jones, Murphy, O'Brien, Ellery, Moore and Tony Scott on 23 points. Manufacturers' Championship, BMW, 138 points, getting ahead now of Audi, sitting back down 114 points in second place. The Privateers Cup, very important. Matthews, Moore, Ellery, the top three. Charlie O'Brien wasn't at Tasmania, so Nelson, Twitty, Richards and Adams.